So I made this video yesterday where I said I would never be an independent woman. And apparently Spirit said I wasn't loud enough because the soundtrack completely drowned me out. It wasn't edited properly and you can barely hear anything that I'm saying. So I'm going to run that back for you one more time. I will never be an independent woman. And of course, I pay my own bills. I pay my rent. I pay my car note. I take care of my own kids. I make my own money. And I'm working on starting my own businesses. But that's not being independent. That's being an adult. Thinking back to science class, the independent variable is the variable that can't be changed by any stimulus. No matter what it's presented with, it'll never change. And for me, if you can never change, you can never grow. So how is that I'm wanting a man to come in my life and lead me and help me grow and add to my life in any kind of way, but I don't want to be influenced by him? The whole point of having a relationship is to have an interpersonal connection to someone that's going to help you fulfill your purpose in life. But in order for that to happen, then people have to be able to have an influence on you. But if I'm independent and no stimulus can change anything about my being or my state, then how can that happen? But the thing is, you don't want to be a dependent woman either. That's something completely different. The dependent variable in science is the variable that's value is determined by an outside stimulus. Your value is not created by your relationship. It's not created by any man or woman that's coming into your life. Your state of being is not determined by that person or that person's influence on you. Okay, so if you're not independent and you're not dependent, then what are you then? Interdependence is the idea that you essentially influence each other. Everyone is adding something to the relationship. There's an exchange of energy. You all are helping each other grow. You all are leading and guiding each other in the way that you need to be to fulfill your own purpose in this life. Masculine and feminine energy are just like the sun and the moon. The sun's job is to illuminate the day and the moon's job is to illuminate the night. They seemingly have nothing to do with one another. But the moon's light reflects the light of the sun. Without the sun, the moon couldn't glow. And without the moon, the earth wouldn't stay in sun's orbit to begin with. So they have to depend on one another. They both influence each other to be able to influence the world and make the change. And that's the whole purpose of relationships to begin with. So if the moon went rogue and decided that it don't need the sun, I don't need no sun, then it'd just be a rock in the sky. It's very well possible the earth would know nothing of its cycles or its influence on the waters of the earth and how it affects basically everything around it. The moon has its own way, its own positioning, its own job, and it's very important, but it still needs the sun. As women, we have to get out of this idea that the fact that we can make our own money and survive on our own and take care of our own children and basically idolizing our pain and trauma and trying to make it a source of our strength and in turn calling it independence. We've spent years feeling like we had to play both the roles of the man and the woman to survive because of the circumstances that life has presented us. And that's a whole other conversation on how we even got here. But it's time for us to step back into our feminine energy. We don't have to be both. We know we are perfectly capable of taking care of ourselves, and no, we don't need a man in a financial way or in a way that we need it for us to eat or survive. But the presence of both pure divine masculine energy and pure divine feminine energy are essential, and we need it in order to step into our divinity. Pure divine God energy is the balance of masculine and feminine energy. And while we should have a balance of masculine and feminine energy within ourselves for our own survival, never forget, as within, so without, whatever is happening inside of us, which is the balance of masculine and feminine energy, should also be happening externally. So if you're presenting feminine outside, then have a balance of masculine energy on your outside. We need that energy. And no, I'm not going to sit here and debate with you about whether or not men are sitting in their divine masculine. That's not our problem. We deal with our feminine issues and we heal ourselves. Whatever they got going on out there should not affect how we operate and conduct ourselves. So as I said before, I will never be an independent woman. Men, we need you. Have a good day.